Yo, what is going on, Descendants? Got another build guide for you. This one is for Ultimate Valby. Ultimate Valby is such a fun character. She's the alternative for farming for me when I am tired of using Bunny. Actually, probably one of my favorite characters. She's actually the first character I ever built. She's really good at spawn killing, so things just like instantly die as soon as they spawn. And she can really bring some like life to the fight with her water being spread out everywhere. I think it's a really cool ability that she has. I think it's a very unique ability, and it's just not something you ever see. So here's some quick gameplay, and then we'll get into the build.
Commence mission to recapture Magister Lab.
If I open up my eyes, I can see the skies. I can see the skies. See the sky. See the sky. Watch
Water playtime! Get sprayed! Transform! Bounce! My shield! Shields are formed!
So I'll go over the Transcendence in a second. I'm just going to skip that one. We're going to go over the rest of the mods, and then I'll touch on the Transcendence because there's actually a couple that are really fun and really useful for Valby, right? So going over our mods, we have Decimator, Skill Simplification, Focus on that attribute, Spear and Shield, Nimble Fingers, Time Distribution, Amplification Control, Skill Expansion, Skill Extension, Stim Accelerant, and Midair Maneuvering. So the idea with Valby is to have water everywhere for as long as possible, right? So one of the big things to focus on with Valby is going to be having as much range and duration as you can so that you can have water everywhere for as long as possible so that you can do as much damage with your DOTs, right? So with the range, we have it set to 144%, and then the skill duration is up to 36.5%. And then our overall cooldown is at 46%. But this Transcendent mod specifically is why I actually have a little bit of extra cooldown, and the extra HP is nice. You could actually swap this out for a duration mod if you would like. Duration mod that I suggest would be MP Accelerant. It's going to be up to you on whether you care more about that extra HP for farming or whether you'd have more duration. We do have a lot of duration right now, and this mod, Supply Moisture, will actually increase duration as well. This mod is a really good Transcendent mod, especially for bossing. Actually, it's probably best in slot for bossing, to be honest with you. What it says is while on water, increases firearm critical hit rate, skill critical hit rate, skill duration, and firearm attribution trigger rate. Reduction of MP does not apply while using this. This is just like a really good all-around mod. You could use it for farming, you could use it for bossing. The duration and firearm critical hit rate are kind of the two things that I use this for. The other mod I really like to use is High Hydro Pressure Bomb. This is a really fun mod. It's gonna swap out your second ability from your large AoE water splash and giant puddles, essentially a giant leap. So you can leap through the air, you'll come down with like your elbow out and you'll do like this WWE smash. It does a lot of damage. It has a pretty good AoE on it. The cooldown is actually fairly low, so you're able to actually use it pretty often. The main difference you're gonna notice between these two is that with Hydro Pressure Bomb, you're not gonna get your giant puddle anymore, right? But you do get a large AoE that does a lot of damage. Whereas with Supply Moisture, you're gonna have an increased skill crit rate, increased firearm critical hit rate, as well as an increased duration. Now, I didn't build her with this Supply Moisture and the duration in mind. Like, I didn't build it around that, so that you could swap out these two mods interchangeably. As far as just getting water everywhere, Supply Moisture is going to be better because it's going to keep your second ability the way it is in a base form, or you can just spread these two massive puddles out. And the alternative is Hydro Pressure Bomb. The reason I really enjoy this one is because it's just fun. It's effective, it does do damage, but it's really fun, right? I kind of do get bored of just running around and diving into the water and just spreading water everywhere without really doing anything. This Transcendent mod makes that just so much more fun because you're just like flying through the air, you dive bombing, you just feel a little more active, right? Both phenomenal mods, both gonna get the job done, as well as being able to swap out time distribution for MP accelerant to see which one you like more. Part of it's probably gonna depend on the content. Like if you're doing a dungeon that's really difficult or you need more HP, this will probably be the better option, right? Or maybe you just like to chill, throw some water out, and then just kind of shoot at things or watch it die. Then this would be like a better alternative, right? The last difference between these two Transcendent mods is that with this one, you're still gonna get your MP cost decrease while you're on water, whereas with Supply Moisture, you're not going to get that MP reduction. As far as our reactor, we're using the materialized phase reactor with Thunder Cage mounting, non-attribute skill power boost ratio, and dimension skill power boost ratio. And then for the rules on the bottom, we went with non-attribute skill power for more damage, and then skill duration up. And then for our externals, I went with the Slayer set for the extra damage. And then when you read the bottom, when you have a 4-piece, it says when defeating enemies inflicted with Toad, recovers MP and specialized resource at a 12% chance. Valby's 4th ability actually does inflict Toad. When they get pulled into her bubble, when you use her 4th abilities, you can see in the description picture, that will be the time when they're inflicted with Toad. And then if you eliminate that enemy, you're actually gonna have a chance to get your resources, your MP back. And so while on the subject of MP, while looking at our roles, those are the main roles we went for. With our auxiliary power, we have MP recovery out of combat with max HP, sensor, MP recovery in combat, max MP, memory, defense, MP recovery, and then shield recovery modifier and max shield for our processor. Thunder Cage, still the GOAT for farming. I'm using it for 2 reasons. A, the AoE explosion, but not just because of the AoE explosion. All of Valby's abilities, excluding her second ability when using Hydro Pressure Bomb, but the rest of her abilities will imply the effect Laundry, electric resist decrease amount, right? It's 20%. So that means in all honesty, it would be smartest to use an electric gun of some kind when using Valby because you'll get a 20% electric resist decrease on your enemy. So while the Thunder Cage isn't fully electric and I don't have it like spec'd into electric and I don't have it built for electric, it does have an AoE shockwave that is electric and it deals increased damage. Not only that, it's an SMG so you can move quicker. Has that crazy AoE electric shockwave. And I'm trying to work on a gun for her that is electric that's going to be useful as the Thunder Cage. It's just tough to beat that AoE explosion that does so much damage. If you want the Thunder Cage build, let me know in the comments below and I'll post it. I'm sure there's tons of these Thunder Cage builds out there, so it kind of would just probably get lost in the sea of these. So with all these mods and all these externals we've gone, if you look at the bottom right here, you'll see that our defense is at 17,698, shields are at 1,800, and then our HP is at 10,444. If you are someone who wants a little more defense, you could swap out spear and shield for this increased defense mod. So your defense will go from 89% more defense to 160% more defense. Woo! Alrighty, Descendants, now you got a good Valby build. Get out there and do some damage. And yo, next on, can we do something about this ultimate and then regular version? One of the reasons it took me a while to upload this video for her is because I already built regular Valby and that took a long time to build her. And then immediately we came out with an ultimate Valby. I personally think that there should be some sort of like where you go from your base descendant and then you can transition into being an ultimate descendant. Whatever the requirements would be, I don't know, but I feel like that would be a much better process. What do you guys think? Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Until the next one though, later.